Welcome to Mycronic's Capital Markets Day.
Mycronic, we have our roots from a little bit different places. What is common is that all of them, we have more of 40 years of experience of innovation. So the very common denominator is innovation in our company. We are present everywhere where there is electronics production or production of electronics. We are present, and currently we are in more than 50 countries. Also, we have more than 500 patents in the group. And today we are more than 2,000 people in 12 different countries. And being present everywhere where there is electronics production means also that I think we recently announced that we are opening up in Mexico, our sales and service company, because we see there is a good potential to capture a growing market in Mexico for production of electronics. So we are soon in 13 countries. During the years, we have together sold more than 28,000 systems and to more than 5,500 customers. We want to be the most trusted partner to the creators of tomorrow's electronics. So we want to participate in the future of our customers. And also, what has been very important is to build up a recurring revenue platform. We have almost 30% of the group's revenue is now aftermarket. And this gives us a very, very good platform. Our principle, I call it our guiding principle. This is like a rule book or the rules we live by. It's not only sustainability when it comes to environment. This is really a mindset among our people to cooperate and to contribute to a healthy work environment, to a safe work environment, to an inclusive work environment with diversity, and so on. And of course, also to invest ideas in sustainable solutions. We have chosen to run our business in 4 different divisions, each of them with a unique strategy, focusing on very precise market segments and applications, with a unique portfolio serving these different segments. And this, we believe, is creating the maximal focus. What is common is that in each segment, we are number one. So in the pattern generators, we are the number one mask writer company in those selected segments where we are chosen to be present. In the high flex division, we are the number one solution provider for the high flex market for PCB assembly. And in high volume, we are also the number one solution provider in the dispensing with the core in dispensing. We are contemplating and evaluating the possibility to list our Chinese company Axon on the Shanghai stock market. And this is still an evaluation, no decision on that, but we believe that to list Axon on the Shanghai Stock Exchange is a quality stamp in itself.
This is our performance over the last 10 years. You can see that this company has been taken from a 1 billion SEK company to today, where we are approaching the target which was set in 2017 of 5 billion. We have an annual growth rate of about 14%. Of course, a little bit boosted by a weak Swedish krona, but also without that, this reflects a double-digit growth underlying both organic and through the acquisition that has been made over the time period. On the profitability, we have 2013 was the last year where we were below the current financial target, or the previous financial target, I may say now, of being above 15%. So this has been a very profitable company for the last 7-8 years. We have also had a target with regards to our leverage, that we should be less than 3 times our EBITDA in terms of net debt. The company has not been indebted for a while, so this has not really been affecting us so much, but it has been there creating the frame. If you look to the right graph, you can see that 2019 and 2020, almost all profit in the company came from the pattern generator division. And we would not like to eliminate that, of course, but we also need contribution from other divisions. And this year, about half of the profit is actually coming from the other divisions already. And we want to build on that and ensure that going forward. We have an equity ratio of more than 60%. We have 500 million net cash position, and we have 2 billion of credit facilities that we can draw on should we need to. So good track record, more contributions from all divisions, and a solid financial position. This is what we have as a base when we set our new financial targets. And they are, of course, set in a time when things are a little bit unsteady. But we see this long term, and we have put the time frame also to be long term, 2027 to 2030. So latest 2030, we aim to be a company which is having a turnover of 10 billion, a profitability of 2 billion, and this should happen at the same time as we reduce our carbon footprint by 2. And this is measured in absolute and not relative terms. On the profitability side, yes, we have been doing 20% profit historically, and we are aiming to get back there, even if we will have a year this year slightly below. And we also want to be above this 20% throughout the journey to the 10 billion. And this we want to do, cutting our emissions, our own emissions, by 50%. This is not the largest environmental impact from Mycronic, and we will connect to the science-based targets to also include the use of our products, which is actually the larger portion of our footprint.
Sustainability is no longer a topic just for niche investors or specific industry. It concerns everyone, all investors and all industries.
When it comes to climate impact from our own operations, so as Pierre just talked about, we are now clearly aligning our financial targets with our climate target. So the target is to cut our own CO2 emissions by 50% to 2030. So this is an absolute target. It might be adjusted if we acquire a new company, for example, or if we divest.
Under the responsible business umbrella, we address topics such as anti-corruption, anti-competitive behaviors, supply chain and trade compliance. And within all these areas, we have policies in place, supported by guidelines and regular assessments. Going forward, we will continue to implement our roadmap for 2030. And to do so, we need commitment and engaged people. And that means everyone from the board of directors to the CEO, the management team, the divisions, and all employees. So we have assigned responsibilities and actions on all levels.
So this picture shows how you make a chip or a display in very short. But when there is an idea for a new innovation, when a new design is created, that design consists of a number of patent layers. And those patent layers are written by a mask writer. And here on the picture on the top to the far left, you could see our mask writers that are laser-based. The one on the green track is our precision system that do photomask for displays. And the lower one is our SLX for the semiconductor industry. Actually, this lithography processes that is used is highly cost efficient. Writing a photomask takes actually quite a long time. It could, for writing a photomask for the display industry, it could take days. For the semiconductor industry, it could take hours. But when the pattern that is printed is also very complex and the data volumes are really, really large. But once they are printed, when everything is in place, you have the infrastructure, then you have a very efficient and fast duplication and copying process. So this is truly the link between the design and the mass production. It's also a very truly strategic product. So in 2021, we had 1.6 billion revenue. A large portion of that, more than 30%, comes from our aftermarket business.
And here we see several long-term lasting trends that are positive for the photomask market. First, we see good development, also continue to develop for small high-resolution displays where they come with new form factors. We also start seeing flexible displays in mobile phones. I think maybe I've seen the Samsung displays where they marketize mobile phones now, which is flippable and foldable. And also we see positive development for larger displays like IT and TV displays, where we see a larger share of OLED displays going forward. And also we see displays in new applications, and more and more devices get a high quality display as their main interface, which we interact with. And we see positive long-term growth both regarding area and market value. And today around 1/3 of the photomask area is related to OLED displays and around 45% of the value. That will continue to grow, a little bit slower 22 to 23, but after 23 it will start growing faster again related to the OLED displays for TV and IT applications. And we offer a full portfolio of mask writers for displays, all ranging from the most advanced system, which we call Precision 800, which is used for the most critical photomask, down to the Precision Light series, which is more used for the commodity segment. There is a continuously need for doing more calculations, AI, big data, cloud computation, edge computing, and also there's strong growth within communication and 5G, which is really the backbone of our digitalization journey. And for the SLX, we see a really good momentum in the business. It's driven by capacity expansion, strategic investment, but also replacing these old writers.
So a few words about the aftermarket. As I said, it's a very important part of our business. It's more than 30% of our revenue. It consists of mainly of recurring service contracts that are all inclusive.
The market size is huge. We talk about $6.2 billion. And more than half of this is represented by pick and place machines, which is also the most expensive part of a piece of a factory solution. And the others is screen printers, jet printers, inspection machines. And we see a very stable, very robust growth in our market. I think everybody sees and knows, I think, that really electronics industry is continuously growing. The demand for electronics is continuously growing. And this is what we see is very stable. Our customers would like to mount any component on the board. They would like to do it on highest quality, with zero changeover times, and with the highest possible first pass yield. We want to extend the business into new markets. So Anders mentioned at the beginning that we now extend our business going towards Mexico. We already serve a couple of these tier 1 customers who have already settled there due to the macroeconomic changes. And we will continue to grow there because we see this is a real vast market and we need to be very close to customers. We want to be continuously the #1 high-flex solution provider in the PCB assembly market. Our customers continuously challenge us with new product mixes, with new innovations, and they also continuously challenge us with new perspectives. And this is what makes this business so attractive, because that's what we like. We like to be innovative partners for our customers, and we also like to be always available with new products and new ideas to be able to help our customers with zero defect electronics, with highest utilization, to be able here to serve our customers for any product mix they ask us to support with our solutions.
Which take around 40% CAGR during past 6 years, whatever the revenue or the EBIT. The market share and rank is also improved every year. Like a high volume of now the high volume of Mycronic, the global rank in dispensing electronic market from the #4 in 2019, and now is already become the #1 in 2021. Market keeps around 3% CAGR during next 5 years. China still be the dominant market, but overseas market growth is more quickly. We divide the electronic dispensing into different applications, combined with our market strategy. The high volume targets higher than 18% of total global electronic dispensing market. So from the market side, we will improve our strategy from 2 different perspectives. One is we call in dispensing, beyond industry, which means maybe it's a similar product principle with different application, just like the medical, the defense out of electronic industry. So it is maybe our next target industry. For semiconductor industry, we will continue to invest the R&D and technology to launch the robust products into several attractive segments.
PCBs can come in many different flavors, starting from small flexible PCBs which go into hearing aids or pacemakers, up to PCBs more than a meter wide, 40, 50 kilos heavy, 70 more layers, which go then into applications like telecoms infrastructure. In contrast, substrates are small structures which interface silicon die with PCBs, and they are therefore part of the semicon packaging process. PCB manufacturers and substrate manufacturers use our equipment in their quality control process, mostly to identify defects and faults on the PCBs and substrates. We offer 3 product lines for this application. One is the flying probe test system for PCB test. The second is the flying probe test system for substrates, and then fixture-based test systems for high volume PCB test. The market research company Prismark is showing a 4.8 CAGR for the PCB industry for the time up to 26. But apart from the market size of our customers, there are other forces at play determining the demand for test equipment.
The biggest market for the die bonding business is the communications, which is the data telecom markets. And those markets that we serve would be the 5G wireless, and the bigger segment of that market would be the data center markets that we serve. We're looking at addressable market basically doubling in 5 years to about $660 million is what we're looking at. And the drivers, we've heard it in the other presentations, a lot of common drivers, 5G, communications, the way we're working is different now, so we're seeing a lot of more internet bandwidth requirements. All this is driving that. We're looking at the miniaturization of parts, so the small parts fall right into our expertise. The ability to do flexible type assembly. Again, the background in terms of the ability to do quick changeover, even in our industry, is very, very important, and that will, again, support the addressable market growth that we're seeing.
We have reached the end of the presentation part of the Capital Markets Day. To those of you watching online, thank you very much for attending. Hope you enjoyed Mycronic's Capital Markets Day.